Hopefully I don't sound far away. Doesn't look like it. This is a good song, by the way. This is Mike Slater. It's good stuff. I need to bug Mike. I'm going to talk to him in a bit. Glad you're hearing this. Anyway. And I just lost it, so if I can't catch it, I almost lost the sound. It would have started looping. That's always fun. All right, I am Dre. Welcome to another episode of I Must Drake You. We got the glassy screen. So the funny thing is the screen isn't locked, so I don't know why I did that, but hopefully it is all right. Hopefully we're not going to be behind glass, because anyway, all right, we do not have Jeff here today, unfortunately. Here is the bad news. I hope Jeff's all right. He said he got food poisoning. He did an alert up on Patreon, of course. Has done some Instagram ones as well, but says he's feeling terrible. I don't think this is too far behind the curtain. I talked to him and basically said, asked how I was doing, and he said he's eaten a half a piece of toast in the last day. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't met Jeff, I'm gonna hold true to my promise. So if you go to patreon.com/Jeff May, you can help us keep the lights on. I think most of you in this channel, I think this is one of the more exclusive, I'll phrase it that way, shows that we do on the Jeff May Patreon. I think all of you are like upper echelon members, so you already know this, but on Jeff May's Patreon, talking about, how he's feeling, how we keep the lights on, and I said, I joked in my thing. I said I was going to talk crap about him. I did not know why it's doing that. Yeah. So I said that, right? And I'm gonna hold true to that. But what I basically said is I said I was gonna say nice things about Jeff, and then let's do the do not disturb as Jeff suggested. Jeff is giant. Jeff is a big man. So half a piece of toast is not good. I really hope he's going to be able to get some food down. I do not know if Jeff Has Cool Friends will come out tomorrow because of the delay, but the good news is this weekend, if you missed it, he was over at Taffeta Darling's Instagram for Extra Life Children's Hospital as a charity. He broke some awesome Star Wars cards there, and I have the recording of that. So what I'm going to do is on Tuesday, I'm going to put that up, so we'll have a release. And I know some of you saw it. I'm not sure if you did, Zach, but let me see. I don't think I have one close by. I'm going to keep talking. If I sound far away, let me know. I'm actually going to go look in my in one of my overflow boxes. So I'm slowly turning my back office into a card shop. So I have like things to organize and whatever. So I've got this here. It's hard to read, but that actually says Comics Overflow 91, 92, 93. So all of my Impel stuff from the 1990s that I have duplicates, etc. of, I am placing in here, and I do. Awesome. Okay, so this card right here, this is the Gambit hologram from 1992 Impel, I want to say X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. And so this, I believe, would be the Jim Lee set. Anyway, he got AJ Locascio, who plays Gambit on X-Men 97. And if you have not seen X-Men 97, please go watch it. It is so good. And there are a couple of you. I'm looking at you, Landon, and I'm looking at you, Jeff. You're not here, Jeff. But two people that I regularly talk to on a recorded platform where the people ask for no spoilers. Both Landon and Jeff say, please don't spoil things. And X-Men 97 is so cool. And unfortunately, I hate to tell you this, it is not really a thing you can talk about without spoiling. It's not. It is dense. It is awesome stuff. It's got throwbacks to the 90s shows. It's got continuity with the comics. So I can't exactly start talking about plot points without spoiling things. So, and this should not be locking, but is what it is. All right. Anyway, so let's get back to it. So I just did that though. But anyway, so Jeff had a signed copy of Gambit. And don't worry, the thing will come back. Let me know in the chat if it stays off for too long, but I will catch on it. This does the good news for me as a tech person is I am going to have to look at it again. You are at Jeff Has Cool Cards, the YouTube channel. Subscribe and like if you have not. I am Dre Alvarez. You can find most places as Nerd Numbers. And again, patreon.com/Jeff May helps us keep the lights on. I'm a tech guy, and I was telling Jeff last week, nothing frustrates me more as a tech guy than when something goes wrong, but not consistently. But this is 2 weeks in a row that's gone wrong. So, fantastic news is that means I'm going to have to debug it and find out what's going on. All right, so let me break down what I got for you here. This set actually got me back into card collecting. My local card shop, Scooter G's, which has since gone out of business. Why, camera? Why you taunting me? Anyway, don't worry, we'll fix that next week. But you know, it's like in out. Make sure the camera person's staying away. But I got back into this set, which is the 1990 NBA Fleer. So this is a 1990-91 NBA Fleer series. And I got in with junk wax, but you'll notice these are jumbo cellophane packs. Now, why would I care about jumbo cellophane packs? And I may not, is the answer. But here's the nerdy thing. If you look on the back of a card, so I'm going to show you Michael Adams, a Denver Nugget. This is the dark days of the Denver Nuggets. This is right before Dikembe Mutombo shows up to bail us out. We were horrible. We get the number 4 pick in the draft next season, which turns into Dikembe Mutombo. And here's how freaking good Dikembe Mutombo is. Fleer gave him his own limited edition subset because he made the all-star team as a rookie. That's how freaking good he was. But anyway, these cards are awesome, but they have variants that are missing a black border on the back. So what I am going to hope that is that these cellophane ones, because I got wax ones, this is a cellophane jumbo pack. I am hoping that the cellophane ones actually do have the variant I want, because otherwise I'm going to have to do what I did before for Impel Marvel X-Men, or Impel Marvel Universe. Ooh, Muggsy Bogues, love this guy. Pound for pound, best guy in the NBA, member of the Monstars, apologies, in Space Jam, and was 5'3". All right, here we go. Actually, here's the good news. So if you looked at the image, up here, I like making these. And what I'll usually do is I take a picture of what I'm going to break, and then I'll take cards that I'm looking for, and I will put a question mark over them. So this Larry Bird, I am looking for. So let's get the camera back on and see if it's the one I'm looking for. So here's the deal. This is number 8, Larry Bird. Larry Joe Bird. His middle name is Joe, apparently. And the question is, I'm going to put that down there. And I am actually going to hop over to TCDB real quick. So the good news is if the camera goes out, it doesn't matter because I'll be on the browser. So here's what we're going to go. I have this complete set. I have most of it. But I am missing some cards that have the variant. And it says no black line between gray and yellow sections on the back. So here is Larry Bird. Here is that picture. So no black line between the gray and the black. That's what we're looking at. And then we'll look at the one it says I have already here. Black line. Oh, fan-freaking-tastic. This is awesome. Okay, so let's go back to the card. This is what I'm looking for. This is the nerdiest thing. This is what you come here for, though, right? If you look at the top here, some cards have, right here, a black line in this region separating it. These do not. The ones in the cellophane don't. And I actually have a bunch of these, and so now here's the good news. I can try and complete my set just by breaking, because as I recounted to Jeff May, who you can find on most of the socials, is at Hey There Jeffro. Patreon.com/Jeff May. Again, tune in tomorrow if you missed the Taffeta Darling stream live, where Jeff breaks some amazing Star Wars art cards, I believe, from 1993. I'm going to put that up on the Jeff Has Cool Cards channel. And to finish this up, I realized I didn't finish up the complete thought, and we're going to talk more about that in a second, too, about not completing thoughts. Jeff May offered, if someone donates $100 to Taffeta Darling's charity, he will send them a signed AJ LaCassio Gambit rookie card. AJ LaCassio, of course, the voice of 1997's, or X-Men 97, the most recent release that is so good. I went off on a long spiel about that instead of finishing a charity drive, because as much as I love charity, I'd rather talk about X-Men 97. Jeff and Landon, could you please freaking watch it so I can do that? Speaking of Landon, over at twitch.tv/RicksterGT, I will be both coding and making some hopefully doing some racing games with him. I love this guy, Craig Elo, and one of the reasons I like him the most, there's a famous image of Michael Jordan making a shot to put the Cavaliers away in the playoffs, and he jumps up in the air and it looks like he's kicking someone, and that's this guy. That's Craig Elo. These Cavs teams were really good, and Michael Jordan is a cruel, cruel man that cost them their best shot of a title until this guy named LeBron James came along. Okay. Come on. Come on, camera. I know you want to. Give me 1 second. Let's see, let's do cancel. Actually, here's what I think is happening, which is good. I think the camera, let me just do disconnect. I think it is actually connecting on its own to the computer as well as on the Wi-Fi. So give me 1 second to fix that back up, and I will put TCDB over back at the browser. So anyway, over at 2TV Gaming, Landon and myself will be discussing his racing game, Radical Racers. Might even be coding some of this. And you know what? If the camera goes out, I can just be happy that I got the set I wanted, and we'll go from there. Let's see. So let's do... All right. Fascinating. Okay. So why this disconnect from the, very odd, right? Give me 2 shakes. And again, this is good news, like I said, because now I do have to debug this before next week to figure out why it is consistently a few weeks in a row broken down and forgotten how to see, which is very frustrating. But I may have an update in a second if that does not work. So cancel. All right. This is very boring and not exciting stuff to watch. And, you know, this might be a sick week with Jeff out, but let's talk a little more. Again, AJ LaCasio signed rookie card, or Gambit rookie card. I don't know if it's again. This is hard to do it. Camera disconnected from OBS, iPhone. Let's see if I can actually go over there. We can do that. That's boring white. Twitch.tv. We got Rickster GT popping, and we'll do Taffeta Darling. Let's see if it's still up. So let's see. She did a fair amount. You may be hearing that in the background. Let's see videos. Let's take a look. Man, she did a lot. And yeah, there's some. I actually need to go back because I think you talked to like Jeff Jones too. I believe that's how you say his name. It's that Jeff or Joff. Ooh, I'm not seeing. All right, so we do have the exclusive. I'm not seeing Jeff there, or maybe she just did too many recent streams. All right, good news. Well, we'll bring that back. So let's see. Camera, you want to come back? What I'm going to do maybe is disconnect it from the Wi-Fi and reconnect. Because what I don't want to do is disconnect and reconnect from OBS. If that happens, I'm probably just going to call it a day and say, hey, head over to twitch.tv/RicksterGT. Or I've got one other possible option. Give me 2 seconds, because I'm not ending the stream. That's what we did last time, but that's before it started. I'm not going to do it again. Speaking of tangents, and this is right in that vein, this has become kind of the, I guess you'd call it like the ADHD channel, which we've definitely talked a fair bit about, and did get the diagnosis back for that. So no shocks there, no surprises. And I was talking to Jeff about it, actually. And the funny news. So I'm going to give some more plugs to patreon.com/Jeff May. And if you go over there, Jeff, okay, here's what we got. I actually did get a new webcam that I have not plugged in. So I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to see if this I can just plug in and get it onto the stand I've got. So thanks for bearing with me. But yes, trying to talk about ADHD while doing something else. That is fun. But did start medication for that. Did get the diagnosis, did get the medication. And it is weird. It is really weird. I was talking to Jeff a bit about it because over patreon.com/Jeff May, he has a fantastic podcast with Kim Krall. And they have discussed before a lot of that process, a lot about ADHD, etc. Okay, give me 1 second because this is going to take a little bit to calibrate the camera because it's a brand new one, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it together. But when Jeff was talking about it, he basically said, this is great. All right, so here's what happened. You can see that my camera view is askew now. It's because I got this person plugged in, this webcam. So the webcams are looking at each other. And right as it got it plugged in, the other one went down. Fantastic, we're back. Hope I stalled enough. No, there. And by the way, Zach says good luck with that. There is no good luck. It all went well. Started the meds and doing that. And talking with Jeff about it on the Ugfine show, which again, you can find patreon.com/Jeff May, which you've heard 300 times because I've been trying to set up a camera. And by the way, it's like 8 o'clock my time. So that's like 12 hours past when I started the meds. So they are definitely worn off at this point. Del Curry, this is Steph Curry's dad. James Edwards. Joe Kleine. He's definitely not tiny because Kleine means tiny in German. And this is one of those, I believe. See, there would normally be a black line there. This is awesome. I have, let's see. So I have 2 that I'm going to break tonight of these. Maybe, actually, I think I'm just going to break 1 of these tonight because this is kind of a boring set. But I do have 2, 4, 6, 8 of these packs. So hopefully I will be able to, good job, camera. I do have 8 of these packs. So this is going to be my go-to, Jeff, on the I Must Break You show that Jeff does on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central Time. And I do, of course, I Must Break You, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. I said Central for him, which is a mistake. Apologies. So Jeff does 1 p.m. Pacific Time. I do 6:30 Pacific Time. And when he did Taffeta's stream, she is Central Time, which is the best time zone. So let me just say, between Jeff and Taffeta Darling, I'm gonna side with, yes, I'm getting a bunch of these. I'm hoping I'll be able to, in a couple of these packs, complete it all. And then we'll see. If not, I've got 8 of these. Jeff on I Must Break You usually buys like extra boosters. He has like WandaVisions that he'll break. And so now I have these Fleer basketballs that I can break open. I already have multiple completes of this set. Thank you, camera. We'll figure this out before next week. Promise, Jeff, if you are watching. Now disconnect. Come on. All right. And if not, hey, maybe we will give that new camera a try. Like if this camera fails me again, I'll just be like, you have failed me for the last time. All right. Interesting. Where's that view? Huh. It's a nice view, though. Like, I got that one. This is the new one. I just don't have it flipped. So I'm not sure why it's doing all that. And again, Jeff, you're watching. This is 3 weeks in a row. But the first week, as we kind of discussed, that's the new camera just looking up at nothing. Yeah, there we go. The first week was actually the internet in my area literally just went out. Okay, we got Vlade Divac. This is his rookie card. He was traded for Kobe. That's good. All right, let's finish thoughts. Ugfine show. ADHD diagnosis. Jeff, when he talked about it, said when he started medication, a huge thing. Jeff Hornacek, traded for Charles Barkley, really good player. But he doesn't stick around with Philadelphia when he's traded. Sam Bowie, one of the most notorious draft. I hate to call him a bust because he's injured. But Jeff said when he started medication, something that happened to him is he found he was able, like he had a tolerance for reading he didn't have before. That other people, when they would read, like, he was like, wait, you can just read for long periods of time? You're allowed to do that? And for me, I took the dog for a walk the other day, and I was literally like, wait a minute, you don't have to hate exercise. Because, in past I've definitely exercised. Landon and myself, we both went to CSU, which had a really fantastic, love it. Got another one of these cards with a missing border, so I'll keep you updated for next post as to how many of those are. Let's see, how are we doing on time? It is 8:49, so that is what it is. Yep. All right. James Worthy, we're not worthy, finals MVP. And finally, Chuck Person. So I think, let me just do a quick scan over at TCDB. Is Jeff the single... Okay, and let's actually look back at the chat now that I'm not... Yeah, this, by the way. Okay, so let's go back to the chat really quick. We got Zach Yates and Landon both talking about the new camera card. How exciting. New camera rookie. Agreed. And then we also have Zach saying, is Jeff the single biggest buyer of WandaVision cards? I would have to say yes, right? Like, he's got to be on a list somewhere. Okay, so I have the master set. It says there are 198. It says they're basically an additional, 68, right? 58? Somewhere in there. I can't do math. I'm too tired. So there are 60 some odd cards. I believe I got like 5 or 10. So this is exciting. I am excited because I have these other blasters, right? These non-variant ones. And also this is an interesting one. The Sean Kemp rookie in 178A. That's just a different looking card. So some of these are fun. And I have gone through this excursion on eBay before where you try and contact someone and say, hey, you want a specific card? And they have like a stock photo or something. I really absolutely hate this, but we'll get there. Okay, so I tell you what, I'm just going to break like 2 packs of these, but these are a grail thing because these could have a signed Dikembe Mutombo special edition rookie card. In terms of Dikembe Mutombo, in terms of Dikembe Mutombo, I have a Gem Mint 10 NBA Hoops rookie card, one of my favorites. I have a signed replica Dikembe Mutombo jersey, signed in person. I've actually met him. I have so many rookie cards between my own excursions and card shops because he is not an expensive buy. Even after his death, which is a shame, he recently passed. I was able to get his rookie card for like 40, and his signed rookie card graded at 40. And understand that to grade a card costs you like at minimum $15 plus shipping and handling. So like, that's the point. Even then, he's not an expensive card. So I've picked up some of his rookie cards. I really like the backs of these cards, by the way. I know Jeff isn't as big into those, but that's really cool. And look at that. It's got permanent points and rebounds. Dig it. Needs to have true shooting on there to be really efficient. Zach says the day I can't do math. Man, doing math in your head is a lot different than like knowing how to program math or do complicated math. And then, yeah, basically, oh, look, heck yeah, all right. Not shocking, but we do pull a Dikembe Mutombo rookie card. I think this is just base. This is 277. Holy cow. And there's Georgetown numbers. He averaged 15.5 points. And why would you do rebounds per game? See, I can't do math. Yeah, he averaged like over 12 rebounds. Heck yeah. So we do pull a Dikembe Mutombo rookie card. I do have several versions of this card. Sent to me, by the way, from some amazing people. Jeff at Jeff Has Cool Cards, whose Patreon you can find patreon.com/Jeff May, and who also breaks cards without the camera interruptions. I might get that other camera working because I'm getting sick of this iPhone. Orlando Woolridge is his 6 degrees of separation guy, but he breaks cards on Wednesday. Again, there is a AJ Locascio signed Gambit card over at Extra Life Taffeta Darling. I will try and remember to include the links in the show notes. And if not, there will definitely be a post tomorrow at patreon.com/Jeff May. Oh, this is let's see. What is this? This is interesting. This James Edwards card? That's weird. They just flipped it, right? Like most of these are on the right side and this one's on the left. Mike Izzolina and I wonder if Alec Kessler. Give me 1 second. Apologies. I'm going to tempt fate, but we got to do this. So for those that don't know, does anybody play basketball with goggles today? That is an interesting question. I am not sure the goggles scenario, but yeah, I mean, of course, obviously in the 80s, a lot more did. I'm wondering if basically we just have people that'll do LASIK nowadays. I'm wondering. Alec Kessler. His nephew is Walker Kessler. So Alec Kessler, who I just pulled the last card in that, his nephew is Walker Kessler, who I argued, for what it's worth, should have been Rookie of the Year. So there is that. All right, so let's see. As mentioned, ADHD medication started. Looking forward to talking more about Jeff with that. Really cannot stress the Ugfine show with Kim Krall, where they have both talked about it. Jeff was diagnosed with ADHD, I believe in his late teens or early 20s, because it was at college. Kim Krall was diagnosed at 40, and, of course, listening to that show was a lot of me going, interesting. And they have a lot of interesting perspectives on it. And, and reading more about it, the reality about ADHD is a lot of people do actually get late diagnosis. I believe a talk I heard several years ago was about 31. And so, getting it in your in your 30s and 40s is not atypical. And, it's not medical advice. I want to be clear, patreon.com/Jeff May. But, ooh, look at this. Who we got for the All-Star game? This a specific person? Alvin Robertson. This guy was really good at stealing. That's a cool one. So an Alvin Robertson All-Star game card. I'll take that. But I inadvertently, the Ugg Find show with Kim and Jeff turned into a pretty amazing ADHD podcast. And if I had time, love this guy. I wonder if this counts as his rookie. I've actually podcasted. I've had Scott Williams on the Box Score Geek show. And I'm going to have to look and see if he shows up. I don't think he shows up last year. I think I looked into that. I'm not sure in Fleer, not in Hoops, because he wasn't, if you look, he's not a major pick, right? He was not drafted. So they didn't release his card in NBA Hoops in 1991, so this is 1992. I'm going to have to see if Fleer released him last year. I do not believe they did, so this may be a Scott Williams rookie card. That's cool. And camera's going to kick out, which is fine. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come back. I think we did get a couple cool cards. So basically, what we got that I like. And I love this set because it's not super pricey and nothing's super valuable in here. I'm not looking for obviously the Dikembe Mutombo, there are 2,000 apparently roughly. So getting one of those would be pretty cool. Even then, they're not that expensive. I think I've seen them in, not too bad. I saw an eBay one that started at 60. I don't know if it would have met its minimum that went down recently for that one. So with that in mind, okay, Larry Bird, that in mind, hear that. But yeah, the Ugg Find show with Jeff and Kim would be an amazing ADHD podcast, and you could probably go through it and splice out the segments. And good God, I would love to have time to do that, but I can't even get a camera working 2 weeks in a row, so we're going to have to forego that for now. But not a bad night in terms of cards. We got Larry Bird, Scott Williams, Dikembe Mutombo. Again, I do not know what the status of Jeff's cool friend will be this week, but rest assured, he will 100%. Okay, interesting. He will 100% keep us posted on that, and there will be, at bare minimum, a Taffeta Darling episode with him. Well, actually, he's just bringing Taffeta. She's like the producer, so you just hear in the background. That'll be fun. Some amazing Star Wars cards. There are a couple I want to ask about. We'll show the Gambit, the AJ LaCasio signed Gambit tomorrow. I know for a fact Jeff will still get a Jeff Has Cool Friends episode recorded or something figured out. I mean, I joked I was going to talk shit about Jeff. Nice things. He's really hardworking, and he hates being late. He loves getting stuff released to his patrons on time. And, he just absolutely hates, in his mind, letting people down. I know in the comments we all say it and we mean it that, hey, Jeff, we love you. Don't worry about it. Worry about your health. But, I have been arguing with him for a while, not in a bad way, but just hey, we can, it is more than fine to say re-release old episodes, right? It's more than fine to go back into the archive, especially since Jeff does bonus features. If you didn't know that, patreon.com/Jeff May. He releases them for free. They're released for free, but if you go to the Patreon and subscribe, you get bonus content. And I've said that's actually kind of tremendous because that means that you could, in theory, release that as an extra if you ever need it. So I've said, hey, if you ever need to miss a week, just release one of your old episodes. Just release one of your old episodes and just release the bonus content as well and add something to the front. Because Jeff does have an amazing work ethic. It is one of the best deals in the game. All of his patron tiers are underpriced in a good way. I know why he's doing it, and we all appreciate it because he is he's even said this with, for instance, Jeff Has Cool Cards. It's growth. He's saying, hey, we're in early. We can enjoy it. I'm going to call that good, even though I'm enjoying sorting these, which I will finish and might do that, Landon, while we are coding Rickster, twitch.tv/RicksterGT. So keep your eyes peeled at the Patreon to find out what's happening with Jeff. Definitely if you're at Jeff Has Cool Cards, make sure to subscribe, because who knows? I could imagine Jeff having the week he's having, he might, pop up randomly or something, or the schedule might change on Wednesday. I do hope he's getting better. I think the assumption Jeff had was, hey, he was sick, I think, on Sunday. He's like, hey, I'll probably get better. And he still wasn't feeling good today. So I really hope he's all right. Jeff, if you're watching for QA purposes, first time, sorry. Second, and I will look into that before next week. I have no idea what's going on. That's my honest truth, which I love. But anyway, last plugs, patreon.com/Jeff May for the millionth time. Jeff Has Cool Cards, the channel. Like and subscribe. You can find me most places as Nerd Numbers. Jeff most places at Hey There Jeffro. I didn't even want to talk about the election, so if you're watching this in the future, this was right before the 2024 presidential election. I don't want to think about it. I will see you next week, either with a new web camera or a fixed iPhone, one of the two. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching. Appreciate it. And heck yeah, Dikembe Mutombo rookie card. All right, let's start the play out. There we go. Yep. We didn't get this one, so this is a signed one. But we did get the Larry Bird one. And Zach in the comments said the Ugfine episode is great. I haven't started listening. I didn't realize he'd released that yet. So is what it is. And I just closed the music. So I'm talking over the music. Let's end the stream.